Hello and welcome to the weekend edition of National Focus. I'm your presenter Mervin. Thank you for joining us. Topping the headlines, Prime Minister Skerrit talks to Pennville residents about an upcoming road project. A new school cafeteria for the Trafalgar Primary School and more comfortable classrooms for students at the Portsmouth Secondary School. Stay with us as we bring you details of these and other stories when National Focus returns.
You're watching GIS.
Welcome back. Time now for the details of the news. Students of the Trafalgar Primary School will soon have access to safe, healthy meals as plans for the construction of a school cafeteria was finalized this week. Japanese ambassador to Dominica, His Excellency Yoshimasa Tezuka, and the principal of the Trafalgar Primary School, Doreen Watt, signed the US $46,000 contract for the project on Thursday. Parliamentary representative for the Roseau Valley constituency, Honorable Dr. Colin McIntyre, encouraged staff and students to use the new facility to introduce diversity in food preparation.
What I'd like to see from this project is a project whereby we can look at nutrition of our children. And while I was driving this morning, and as you have always heard from us in terms of our diet, and of course our Prime Minister, I must mention his name here as well too, articulates well on the fact that we have to make sure we eat what we grow and we grow what we eat. But that doesn't mean that we should forget the diverse culinary opportunities that exist. Here it is that we are being blessed with this gift from our Japanese government. I would think that our Japanese government, our ambassador here, would feel proud if we were to introduce a few of our Japanese dishes, healthy eating styles in terms of, whatever it is, sushi, whatever it is. Let's introduce these things as well to expose our children to diversity, but maintaining, of course, our domestic way of eating as well too, in terms of how we present it.
Dr. McIntyre also emphasized that the food served at the cafeteria should be healthy.
The taste buds of our kids have changed, and they have changed because we are entering more and more into the fast food world. We are getting busy. Both the mother and the father has to work right now to make ends meet. What we do, things can be a little rough sometimes, but mark you, not rough such that we can't look at our local foods. We sit at home, we buy our concurls, our lollipops, our little processed sweet biscuits, candies, you name it. And we feel good at home and we go to work, put on the TV, kids at home being, we babysitting them that way. Because, we are busy, mother and father busy. But yet still we are changing the taste buds of our children. And we have to reverse that. And I think the best way to reverse that is right here today, with all these bright faces we see here, I'm speaking here of our young people, and you're looking at them for the future, we have to begin right here. And I'd like Trafalgar to be an example whereby, something can lead out of that. And we're going to change the taste buds of our children and bring them back to where they should be to protect them for the future.
Education Minister Honorable Peter Sejan said the new cafeteria will mean added value to school operations and students' well-being. He also spoke on the relationship between government's school feeding program and the new facility.
As you are well aware, the school-based feeding program seeks, among other things, to improve the nutritional status of school children, while at the same time, it encourages school enrollment and attendance, thereby improving student performance and indeed cognitive development. This new cafeteria will be a welcome addition as we seek to strive to meet the these objectives in the interest of our children's health.
The Education Minister also underscored the importance of promoting healthy and locally based diets at school.
The principal and staff of this school must ensure that the meals that are prepared and served are well balanced and that they meet the nutritional needs of your students. I wish to join your parliamentary representative in urging you to source the foods from your community. In fact, Trafalgar and environs have a rich tradition of producing large quantities of fresh agricultural products. It is an opportunity for the community to be involved in the school. And given the prevalence of unhealthy eating habits among our children of school age, which to my mind has been amplified by the rapid spread of fast food chains on the island and the availability of processed fatty food packages, there must be a heavy emphasis on eating what we grow and growing what will be eaten here.
The school's cafeteria is being constructed with the assistance of the Japanese government.
This project, the project for constructing the cafeteria for the Trafalgar Primary School, will receive funding under the Japan Grant Assistance for Grassroots Human Security Projects of up to $36,240. This grant will extend support to the activities of Trafalgar Primary School, which is seeking to become a beneficiary of the school feeding program that the Ministry of Education implements as part of its development program. And I'd like to express my gratitude to the staff of the Dominica government, the JICA office, the Trafalgar Primary School, and all those who were involved in the realization of this project.
According to Ambassador Tezuka, the Japan Grant Assistance for Grassroots Human Security Projects, or GGP, targets basic human needs through non-profit organizations all over the world.
With this project, the Trafalgar Primary School will provide proper foods for the students who have been unable to access it. The nutritional balance is very important for a healthy life, especially for children. I have no doubt that this project is truly the one which meets the basic human needs, and we are very pleased that we can assist this project through the GGP.
The principal of the Trafalgar Primary School, Doreen Watt, listed a few objectives of the cafeteria project.
To construct a building where nutritious meals can be prepared to feed the students on school days at the Trafalgar Primary School and Trafalgar Preschool. 2, to have available safe and comfortable seating accommodation where the students can eat their snack and lunch instead of using their classrooms for eating. To increase students' academic performance, since they will be having well-balanced meals prepared at the school's cafeteria. I'm sure Mrs. Gis will agree with me. 4, to help eliminate the long distances that some students have to walk to have a lunch and traversing of heavy traffic at that time of the day at lunchtime, especially during the tourist season. Trafalgar is a tourist area, and at lunchtime we have a lot of traffic. So we are scared for our children when they are going home at lunchtime.
The $36,000 cafeteria will be equipped with a kitchen and eating area, a freezer, and a cooker. Construction is expected to last 5 months. Dominica's House of Parliament on Thursday received a gift of office equipment and furniture from the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress of the People's Republic of China. The items, which were presented to Speaker of the House of Assembly Alex Boyd Knight, were promised by Chen Changzi, Vice Chairman of the Standing Committee, during a visit to Dominica last July. The items valued at 190,000 EC dollars, including 30 desktop computers, 6 laptops, 6 printers, 30 computer desks, and 30 office chairs. Making the presentation to the Speaker Knight was Chinese Ambassador to Dominica, His Excellency Wang Zonglai. He said the presentation is testimony of the continued relations between Dominica and China and is hoping that it will strengthen communication links between the both countries. Minister for Information, Telecommunications and Constituency Empowerment and Parliamentary Representative for the Roseau South Constituency, Honorable Ambrose George, described the gift as valuable.
I believe that the equipment will serve us very well in the Parliament, and it is for the whole Parliament. And that is members of the government as well as members of the opposition. And certainly we have to keep up with the technology as parliamentarians, and having granted these pieces of equipment will certainly assist the Parliament in carrying out its work as the Parliament of Dominica.
The Speaker of the House of Assembly gave the assurance that the gift items will be used wisely.
I can tell you that I'm thrilled that we have now in our possession all these items, because we know that we need them, and obviously they will be put to full and good use.
A laptop computer was presented to the Speaker of the House, Alex Boyd Knight, during the official visit of Vice Chairman of the Standing Committee of China's National People's Congress to Dominica last July. And students and staff of the Portsmouth Secondary School now have a more conducive environment for learning. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit on Thursday made a presentation of 40 funds to school officials. The principal, Ronald Oster, explained that in the past, teachers and students have complained of hot classrooms.
The teachers have found that the heat of the classroom was a distraction to teaching and learning. In some cases, the classes had to be taken outside. They have found that the hot classroom had reduced students' morale. From a student's perspective, the heat from the classrooms detract from the learning experience. They have described the classroom as unbearable and uncomfortable due to the warm temperatures.
Parliamentary representative for the Cottage constituency, Honorable Reginald Ostry, who is also a former student of the PSS, made a special appeal to the students.
Please, let's take care of those fans. We do not want to go back to the days of the heat and the uncomfortable nature of the classrooms. But it's easy to mash up a fan. You can mash up a fan in 2 minutes, in 1 minute, if you don't take good care of it.
Funding for the fans was sourced from the Petrocaribe and the Dominica National Petroleum Company Limited.
The Dominica National Petroleum Company Limited. The Dominica National Petroleum Company Limited is a wholly owned company of Dominica. And that company has forged a partnership with the Venezuelan oil company, PDVSA, to create what is called Petrocaribe or Petrocaribe Limited. That Petrocaribe Limited procures petroleum products from Venezuela, and we pay back to them 60% of the invoice within 90 days. And the 40% is transferred to the Dominica National Petroleum Company Limited, of which that company is managed by a board of directors chaired by Mr. Ambassador Felix Gregoire. And what we are using here is the interest of that money to assist in Dominica's economic and social development.
Prime Minister Skerrit also sourced funding from the Dominican National Petroleum Company Limited for the construction and, in some cases, upgrading and completion of sporting facilities across the island. On Thursday, the Dominica leader traveled to Woodfordale, Benjamin's Park in Portsmouth, Laplane, Petit Savan and Grand Fort, where he made financial contributions towards the completion of sporting facilities in these communities. GIS News accompanied Prime Minister Skerrit on Thursday, and we will bring you a full report in Monday's newscast. In more news, President of the Caribbean Court of Justice, the CCJ, Sir Dennis Byron, is hoping that Dominica will move towards adopting the CCJ as its final appellate court in a manner free of partisan politics. Prime Minister Skerrit recently announced his government's intention to write to the British government this month seeking permission to cut ties with the London-based Privy Council. Speaking at the Dominica Association of Industry and Commerce luncheon on Wednesday at the Forting Hotel, Sir Byron said in moving forward, there are two legal requirements which must first be taken into consideration.
There are two legal requirements according to the Constitution of Dominica. The first requirement is that the government of Dominica and the government of the United Kingdom have to agree to abolish appeals to the Privy Council. And the second requirement is that a bill must be passed in the Parliament here with the support of at least 3/4 of elected members. That bill would alter Section 106 of the Constitution, which is the provision that currently allows the Privy Council, appeals to the Privy Council. Now, the British government has given many assurances, publicly and privately, that it will not stand in the way of Dominica's plan to join the Caribbean Court of Justice, or in fact, any Caribbean country, and that it will agree to the abolition of appeals to the Privy Council once a request is put before it.
So Barron is suggesting that the matter be brought before Dominica's Parliament soon.
The onus is now on the members of the House, or your Parliament, to place a bill on the parliamentary agenda so that Dominica can fulfill its promise to be a full member of the Caribbean Court of Justice. And I would sincerely hope that as this is being discussed, that it does not become a political partisan issue, and that the interests of the country as a whole will be considered, and that your politicians would demonstrate the maturity to see that this is an issue which is not a party political issue at all, but will affect and benefit the citizens of your country.
So Barron further stated that since Dominica has already paid its dues to the CCJ, it won't cost the island anything to accept it as its final appellate court. So Barron also stated that the British government has given many assurances that it will not stand in the way of Dominica's plan to cut ties with the Privy Council in order to adopt the CCJ. The CCJ was established in 2001 to replace the London-based Privy Council and also serves as an international tribunal interpreting the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas that governs the regional integration movement. While most of the Caribbean community countries have joined the CCJ in its original jurisdiction, only Barbados, Guyana and Belize are signatories to the appellate jurisdiction. A Prime Minister and a parliamentary representative for the Vacas constituency, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, has updated residents on the status on the promised Pennville Road Rehabilitation Project. The Prime Minister spoke to those plans during a town hall meeting held at the Pennville Primary School on Wednesday. Honorable Skerrit acknowledged that the Pennville Road is in a state of disrepair and requires immediate attention. He confirmed that the $5.1 million required for the project has already been sourced.
In respect to the road, the cost of the road is about $5.1 million. To fix the road is about $5.1 million. And the government has made that money available for the rehabilitation of the road. And you will have seen the Ministry of Public Works coming here last week, I believe, to do the final markings so we can effect the contract with the Ministry of Public Works Corporation to start the road as soon as possible. So once the contracts are signed between the government and Public Works Corporation, we will see the complete rehabilitation of this road. And that will include the back road towards the Pentecostal Church in Galba. That also will include that. It will include a lot of retaining walls. For example, when you go down to Live Dimitri, because we cannot touch this huge mountain, we have to build a massive retaining wall and widen the road so that 2 vehicles could pass in with no difficulties.
The parliamentary representative told his constituents that the new road will be a wider one, which will include guardrails and reflectors. Honorable Skerrit detailed the plan for the surface of the road.
I can give you the assurances. The same surface you see we have from Gombe to Vacas, that's the same surface you will get here in Pennville. And I believe with the only exception we'll get concrete going down to Live Dimitri because of the water nature there. I've been advised that it would be better to use concrete, and especially because you have landslides coming in regularly. When it comes to clear the road, it is easier if there's a concrete for that and so on.
GIS News will continue to bring you more from that town hall meeting in subsequent newscasts. And that's the English segment of the news. Stay tuned for the Creole highlights with McPherson, St. Luce.
Alors tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi c'est McPherson, St. Luce. Premièrement, membre parlement pour Roseau Valley, Honorable Dr. John Colin McIntyre, qui a fait parole que le projet géothermique c'est un bon projet. Honorable McIntyre aussi fait parole que le projet là pour génération qui vient et puis aussi c'est un qui prend en considération bagaille environ là.
Il y a des gens qui parlent du gouvernement fait c'est qualité de ça. Non, geothermic energy c'est bien, il clean. C'est pas bail qui sale. You know, c'est bail qui bien, il y a clean energy. Avec il green. And ça pour monde nous pas parler pas toi mais pour monde savent ça nous pas parler it clean and green. Bail c'est hot environment, it friendly. C'est pas bail qui a damagé environment là. Non, nous pas parler comme ça. Nous pas parler comme bail qui bien sérieux. Avec moins sérieux c'est bail ça because moi là tout zafa qui ka venir zafa moi zafa tout le monde hot am Roseau Valley tout le monde hot Dominic tout le monde hot lot là c'est pour moi. Là nous ka fait un projet. C'est pas un projet moi si on sait jouer pas mon hope mon ka vivre toujours mais il y a un jour là river au l'âge ou qui passé. Mais monde qui ka venir nous ça nous ka fait projet ça c'est un projet pour monde pour nous-mêmes monde qui ka venir avec monde qui ni pour venir pour yo taper un projet qui est bien neuf.
En autre nouvelle, le département de drogue Dominica tient un grand rallye pour négocier l'école West Coast Pay la semaine prochaine. Parole ça là sorti officier drogue pour West Coast Pay la Malcolm St. Rose. St. Rose aussi mentionné un grand vigile qui prend place en Coulibistré dimanche qui vient.
Mardi prochain, nous avons une activité à l'école Bawi. Là, nous avons amené toute l'école à la West Coast là, à Bawi, à un grand anti-drug match. Là, nous avons les légions qui ont fait chant, qui habitent comme ça, qui ont fait une commission forte pour la communauté Bawi. Nous avons demandé des gens pour faire quoi available, pour tant de massages là, pour participer. Aussi, dimanche prochain, dimanche 27. Janvier, nous avons pour 5 fois, pour 5 l'année, en grand vigile, anti-drug vigile. Et ça, nous avons collaboré avec le Youth Department of Coulibistré Gospel Mission Church. Ça a prouvé pour une grande occasion parce que pile monde qui a venu l'année passée nous tenons l'adresse du ministère parmi d'autres monde Mr. Justin Charles et il a promis moi qu'il vient encore nous avons regardé pour voir si d'autres parlements qui viennent nous avons invité et nous avons dit qu'ils répondent mais nous avons un bon programme nous avons mis ensemble parce que ces jeunes monde là pour faire ça il y a une meilleure manière pour vivre il y a une meilleure manière pour aller drogue c'est pas solution pour rien drogue est compliqué la vie faire dans plus mauvais chemin que on la vous piquer là regarder virer ou là vivre en drogue ou que ni trop bité pour regretter so nous garder mon c'est bitin ça là
gouvernement Dominique et puis police bien concerné contre affaires physiques et puis drogue en pays là bagay ça là discuté pendant grand meeting que ministère sécurité nationale honorable Charles Savren teaching et puis police
nous comme gouvernement avec comme police même a bien embêté avec ça qui a fait contre bagaille drogue avec bagaille physique comme c'est dit il y a trop tous les enfants tous mes enfants l'école à la bagaille marijuana avec qui tenait bagaille contre cocaïne qui jeune monde qui a servi ça avec quand yo même servi ça yo pas qu'à catcher ça yo ka fait yo ça fait n'importe bitin comme ça même qu'a créé problème en famille en caille problème à l'école problème pour police communauté là avec ça c'est une situation bien grave qui nous pour taper une manière pour adresser.
Finalement, mon journaliste en Dominica a eu l'opportunité d'augmenter le et puis course Dominica State College qui a conduit. Programme ça là qui a commencé la semaine passée, qui a facilité par journaliste l'Angleterre Paul Patullo. pas tout le monde ni autant d'expérience en affaires journaliste. Ça fait là, il travaille et puis BBC et puis New York Times, quand même si l'ordine State College Dominic Mervin. Matthew, programme ça là qui conduit pour bas journaliste Dominic, opportunité faire travail à meilleur. Matthew fait parole qui participant qui tape trainement, manière pour conduire interview, manière pour écrire et puis comment pour identifier nouvelles. 16 journalistes Dominique déjà qui tapé traitement salam. Ils ont reçu vos certificats après course salam. Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Non, moi c'est McPherson, Luce. Ni un bon week-end. Au revoir.
Thank you, McPherson. Let's now go to Tanya Green for Flashback, where we'll bring you all the headline stories of the week.
Thank you, Mervin. Here now are the major stories which made the news this week. A drug education teacher's manual targeted at children of preschool age is now available for use by early childhood education teachers. Residents of the Rosa Valley who accompanied Energy Minister Honorable Rayburn Blackmore to the Bouillante geothermal plant in Guadeloupe last weekend are now convinced that a geothermal power plant can coexist in residential areas with little impact on human life and the environment. Government officials called for a violent-free and peaceful Carnival celebrations 2013. The Drug Prevention Unit is reporting that it has made significant strides in its data collection efforts. A drug information network comprising various stakeholders have assisted the unit in compiling relevant information about drug use and abuse in Dominica. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints made a positive impact on eye care in Dominica this week. And Dominica's President, His Excellency Elliot Williams, on Monday welcomed Canada's new ambassador to Dominica, His Excellency Richard Hanley. Dominica earned a first place in the top 5 best fish and seafood cookbooks in the world. And these were the major stories which made the news this week. It's now back to you, Mervin.
Thanks, Tanya. Coming up next, our tip of the day. Today we'll share a few tips with you on what you should do to care for your skin. First, it is important that you nourish your skin, feed your skin the vitamins and nutrients it needs by practicing healthy eating habits. Fill your diet with fruits and vegetables that are rich in minerals, vitamins, and omega oils. The best foods for healthy skin are fish, low-fat dairy products, deep green vegetables, and whole grain. Eating iron-rich foods such as apricots and sesame seeds will help improve your skin tone. And that's all for the weekend edition of National Focus. We welcome your suggestions and comments. Feel free to drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm, or you can visit our website at news.gov.dm. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Mervin. Have yourself a great